Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and here is the puzzle raised bed that Gary made out of cement. Well, I'm getting ready to start planting all kinds of stuff in there, but due to the squirrels and critters we have around here, including insects, I'm going to make a cover for this in a matter of minutes so I can direct sow my seeds straight into the containers. I already got that one ready. I'm going to have these two ready very soon. I may leave the celery and the onions in there, not sure, but watch how I can get this done with irrigation tubing that costs 10 cents a foot and have this whole thing covered for, wow, less than $10. Less than that. Here, what I've got in here is a raised bed, though. I could just fill this up with soil and plant directly in it. The problem is, though I have cardboard and everything underneath, that's still an opening for, guess what? My beautiful pine trees, and they invade everything, but they cannot go through plastic. So I keep the holes up so they can't reach it, make sure no soil touches the holes, and then they can't get in. This way my plants can grow with ease and not have to fight any tree roots going in there. So it's just my plants and me and the soil, which is a great thing. So because of that, I can't just stick things in here because I want to give it a little more space. Though I can do it, this is more set up like a raised bed. So I'm going to stick the irrigation tubing on the outside. You'll see how I do it. In other words, I can put the stakes or anything I want in here, being that there's soil, and it still won't interfere with anything. It'll give me a lot of room. You'll see, but you know what? If you're doing it, you have to do it and set it up in the fashion in which it will work for you. Let's get this thing done and see how long it takes me, and I know it's gonna be quick. So here I decided to go with 10 tomato stakes. I get those at the 99-cent store. They're really cheap. When they get them in, they have them 2 packs for $1. But you can use bamboo sticks, rebar, anything you want. And I'm putting 5 on one side, 5 on the other, and I'm leaving a space in front of the tote so I can sit down and service it when needed. And I'm pushing it on the outside. See where the totes are? Normally I'd put it on the inside, but since it is sitting in soil, the totes, I can just push them in there. And then here's the irrigation tubing, and I pre-cut it. I already cut it to the size I need it. That 1/2-inch irrigation tubing, it slides over all kinds of stakes, including tomato stakes. I am done. Wow, I'm going to take a coffee break. So let me tell you something. Now I could stop here, which I probably will do, and I'll cover it with tulle right now. But there's so many more things we can do. If you wanted it real stable, you know how I make holes in there, and I could run a tomato stake right down the middle, or I could even run it with irrigation tubing. Right now, I think it's going to be perfect to let's just cover it with tulle, and I think it looks fantastic. And I spaced them perfect so I can get in between and work as needed. Let's get this thing covered up. Now on the irrigation tubing, I've got a lot of videos on that. You know you can get that at Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere, everybody. I've even bought it on Walmart. It's really cheap. If you buy a large roll, it's about 10 cents a foot. The tulle, I've been buying on eBay for many years now. It used to be $10, but now it's $12 a roll. So you'll see it there, the roll. But you know what? It is 40 yards long, 54 inches wide. You can't beat that. It is so incredibly cheap, and it lasts all year. So that's the best place. I have priced them all over to get it. So that has been my go-to, the eBay, and I do have the link below. You can go check that out. Now here, what I did was I decided to make this an easy lift. I could have easily just laid the tulle on top and clipped it on, and I'm going to show you those clips. They're amazing. You've seen me do it, and Gary do it when we were making hoops, but now we're doing it as clips here for the tulle. Now, I wanted it where it's easy access. If I would have clipped the whole thing with the clips I'm going to show you in a second, then I would have had to pull them off and put them back on. And I'm telling you, we're into easy. It's too much of a hassle. And on a windy day like I'm doing it now, it's no fun trying to get it on and off. But so on the front, I went ahead and took some irrigation tubing and I slid in a tomato stake. You can stick in a tree branch, anything you want, but I wanted the irrigation tubing to lay nice and straight. And then I rolled the tulle on and I put my clips on. You know what? Let's stop here for a minute so you can see the clips because it's incredible and so easy to make. I think this is going to be the fastest thing I ever show you. Here is the 1/2-inch irrigation tubing. Now what you're going to do is cut some pieces off, and this way you'll have them ready to go. And then it's nothing but nothing. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to slice up the middle. You're going to split the tube. That's all. It's a split tube. See how it opens? Now guess what you can do with this? It's a clip. So if you're going to use tulle or some sort of fabric to cover your plants with, you're going to put that over the irrigation tubing that is already set up for your netting. And now you're just going to snap it on. You can have as many or as few as you want, but look at that. It holds tight. It's perfect. And you can't ask for anything better. I don't think you're going to find a cheaper way to do this any other way but this. But what I did was I made a bunch of clips, as you saw, like I just showed you. I kept them in my pocket and I put them on the back side of the hoops that are there. And also an added bonus for me, the clips clip right onto my totes. Can you believe that? So I can clip the totes to hold the tulle onto the totes, and I can clip the irrigation tubing. Cool. This way it's stationary. I'm going to service from the front. Now I did have it on the front at first, but then it was like unclip, and boy, what a hassle. I didn't want to do that. So what I did was I'm rolling here the irrigation tubing onto the tulle in the front. And I'm putting the clips all along the front. This way you'll see when I'm done, all I have to do is lift it. I lift it, I can get my lettuce, my brassicas, I can protect my seedlings, I can go in there and pull weeds, I can check everything and then just drop it back. The back side with the clips are stationary, and I also put some clips along the top. This has been fantastic. The only thing I would tell you is try to do it on a day that's not so windy, because the tulle is so fine and it kept blowing around, but I got it. You know, the whole thing took me about 15 minutes to put up. It was that easy. I don't think anybody can find anything as easy as this. So let's go take a look at it and you'll see how this whole thing is working. So there it is. It was so quick to do. I went with 5 hoops, and like I said, you could use any type of stake. You could use cut off rebar, tomato stakes. I get them 2 for $1 at the 99-cent store. And I gave myself nice space to work, and then there is the clips that you make. I held the tulle on the top. Oops, got to put one there. And there it's holding the tulle. It's so easy to make, so easy to put together. And because it's like a puzzle, you can make it any size you want. On the back, I've got the clips holding the tulle. See, it will hold the tulle in place, and to my amazement, it worked perfect to hold the tulle onto the totes as well. So it's got a good seal on the back. On the front, I didn't put clips on the front of the irrigation tubing because I used the pole instead. A pole made from irrigation tubing with 2 tomato stakes inside. But you can put any type of stick in there. I wanted to make sure that irrigation tubing was nice and straight. See, you lift it, now you can service it. Everything's out of your way. You can just sit down, get in there, take care of your plants, weed, add things in there. And then when you're all done doing whatever it is you have to do, you just drop it back. And now it's just an easy thing to do, because the clips would have made it way too difficult to take them all off and then to put them back on. I may want to go in there a couple times a day if I'm harvesting food. So I want to make sure it's easy. But just tuck everything back when you're done. You want to make sure that you keep all those critters out, be it insects or little furry varmints. And look at that. You can make as many clips as you want. Whatever will work for you. It will fit for your project you're working on. It doesn't matter if your raised bed is big or small. This is like a puzzle, and you will put it together in the size and fashion that will work for your garden and your yard. You can't get anything easier than this. Let me tell you, you can't. So you know how I love my tulle and my tubing. I hope I gave you some ideas on how you can cover a raised bed, a tote, a bucket, by simply putting on the irrigation tubing in the shape you need and then making your own clips out of the irrigation tubing, and you will be good to go to keep those pests out of your food that you're growing. And well, let them look from the outside and go find something else to eat. Maybe leave them a little something somewhere else. But this has been working fantastic. With that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh, I love this. So be sure to share this with everybody so they can grow food too. And hey, it would be nice if you liked and subscribed. Have a great day. How fun.